Some houses in Mississippi don't just hold secrets. They devour souls and spit out nothing but screams that echo through the pines long after the last light goes out. Hollybush Road. A name that sounds innocent enough, like something you'd find in a children's storybook. But in the thick, choking heat of a Mississippi summer, even the sweetest names can hide the most bitter truths. Picture this. A house squatting in the darkness like a cancer on the landscape. Peeling paint hanging like dead skin, windows black as empty eye sockets, and a porch that creaks with the weight of unspeakable sins. The magnolias nearby seem to lean away from it as if nature itself knows better than to get too close. This is where evil came to make its home. This is where a monster built his kingdom of pain. May 12, 2025. Mark that date in blood and memory, because it's when the darkness first showed its teeth. In Smith County, a mother's world collapsed like a house of cards in a hurricane. Her daughter, we'll call her Sarah to protect what's left of her dignity, had been missing for weeks. Weeks of sleepless nights, of calling out into the void, of prayers that seemed to bounce off the clouds and fall back down like broken glass. The authorities searched every holler, every back road, every forgotten corner where Mississippi hides its secrets. But Sarah had vanished as completely as morning mist over the Pascagoula River. Little did they know, she wasn't gone. She was trapped in a hell that most people can't even imagine. The trail led them to Rankin County, to that cursed house on Hollybush Road. When those deputies walked up to that front door, they had no idea they were about to step into the devil's own playroom. The door swung open with a sound like a dying breath. Inside, the air was thick with the stench of suffering, a smell that crawls into your nostrils and makes its home in your nightmares. For 3 weeks, 21 days, 504 hours of torture that would make medieval dungeons look like Sunday school. The house itself seemed to pulse with malevolent life, every shadow hiding another horror, every corner echoing with the sound of muffled screams. When they found Sarah, she was more ghost than girl. Her face was a roadmap of violence, broken bones beneath swollen flesh, eyes that had seen too much, bruises that painted her skin in shades of purple and black, like some twisted artist's canvas. Cuts crisscrossed her body like a madman's signature, each one a testament to the monster's creativity. And there, lying nearby like a discarded weapon of war, was a broomstick, its handle splintered and stained, a crude instrument of torture that had been used to break more than just her body. It had been used to try to break her spirit. But here's the thing about the human spirit. Sometimes it bends so far you think it's going to snap, but it doesn't. Sometimes it just learns to bend with the wind and wait for the storm to pass. Quincy Terrell Gilbert. Say that name out loud and, well, taste the bitterness on your tongue. They found him in Pelahatchie, probably thinking he was safe, probably thinking he'd gotten away with it. But evil like his leaves a trail thicker than molasses, and eventually someone always follows it home. On the surface, Gilbert looked like any other man you might pass on the street, but underneath that human mask lived something that belonged in the deepest, darkest corners of hell. Capital kidnapping, aggravated assault charges that sound clinical and cold, but can't begin to capture the true horror of what he did. $600,000 bond sitting in Rankin County Jail. But no amount of money, no prison cell, no judge's gavel can ever truly contain the kind of evil that lives inside a man like Quincy Terrell Gilbert. In the days that followed, Hollybush Road became a pilgrimage site for the morbidly curious. Folks would drive by slow, windows rolled up tight, trying to catch a glimpse of the house where the devil had made his temporary home. The neighbors whispered over their morning coffee and evening bourbon. How could something like this happen right under their noses? How could such evil take root in their quiet corner of Mississippi? But that's the thing about evil. It doesn't announce itself with fanfare and neon signs. It creeps in quiet, wearing a pleasant smile and a friendly wave. It builds its kingdom of pain in the shadows, one scream at a time. Sarah, broken but not beaten, scarred but not surrendered, began the long journey back to the light. Every sunrise was a victory, every breath a defiance against the darkness that had tried to claim her. The physical wounds would heal, the bones would mend, the bruises would fade. But the scars on her soul, those would take longer. Those would require a different kind of healing, a different kind of strength. Yet she was alive. Against all odds, through 3 weeks of hell on earth, she had survived. And in that survival, there was a kind of victory that no monster could ever take away. The wheels of justice turn slow in Mississippi, grinding like old millstones against the grain of time. But they do turn, and when they do, they crush everything in their path. Gilbert's day in court is coming, and with it, the full weight of what he'd done would be laid bare for all to see. The evidence is overwhelming, the testimony will be damning, and the verdict, well, that is in the hands of 12 good and true citizens who will have to look evil in the face and call it by its name. Even now, if you drive down Hollybush Road on a still Mississippi night, you can feel it. The house stands empty, but it's not really empty. It's full of memories, full of echoes, full of the kind of darkness that never really goes away. Local folks say they've seen lights in the windows when no one's home. They say they've heard sounds that shouldn't be there, crying, screaming, the sound of footsteps on creaking floorboards. Maybe it's just the wind. Maybe it's just imagination. Or maybe some houses never really let go of their secrets. The house on Hollybush Road still stands, still remembers. But Sarah walks free, living proof that even in the darkest Mississippi night, dawn always comes. Before you head out into your own night, do me a favor. Hit that share button and follow this page. Check out Themidnightburn on YouTube for more stories that'll keep you up past midnight. My Facebook got banned again, probably from this channel, but that's alright. I ain't hard to find. I appreciate all the support y'all have shown so far. In this game where fate deals the cards and justice rolls the bones, sometimes the good guys win. Until next time, catch the dice. Stay rolling.